So I will take 5 to 8 minutes just to give you to show in a nutshell what the current LLM factory is about. That will tell something about that. So basically, now here there is some text, but please don't get distracted from them. The 3 main points about the LLM factory is, as I already anticipated, that is a platform that allows you to go from prompt to product. It is provided with many facilities and templates that helps you build your application quickly. It's built for the enterprise. This is very important because building application on the enterprise doesn't mean only to develop the code. It means to have the right integration with enterprise architecture, the right security, the right performance, the right scalability. And third point, which is also one of the main points that will be discussed today, is that the LLM factory is an agentic platform that enables agentic programming. We will see what it is in a few minutes within the enterprise, being enterprise-minded by design. If you can move to the next slide. So here are listed the core features of the LLM factory. I will not go through them one by one, but I will just mention the most important. First of all, the LLM factory provides ready-to-use application templates by means of which whoever is interested can just select the template, configure it based on its own need, and then can deploy with a few clicks. Of course, now I was being educated to mention that there are a lot of process, RAT, XAT. Of course, let's take it all for granted, but from the technical standpoint, it's very easy to go from concept to production for an application. Then the LLM factory is deployed in the cloud and scales with our big data architecture. So you don't need to get worried about how it works, how it scales up. That's all provided out of the box. It provides API by means of which it can be integrated with any system, and provides also web frontends that can be already deployed. We will see also during this, let's say, meeting, some of the applications that are built out of the box with the LLM factory, for example, chatbot in Teams. Besides that, it's an agentic platform by design, as we will see. It provides an ecosystem of tools that allow you building directly the powerful agents without having to reinvent the wheel. And it's provided with a powerful and rich UI interface where you can configure everything. If you can move to the next slide. With all that having been said, now what application can we build on the LLM factory? Of course, the range of applications that can be developed with LLMs is very large. Here we focus on the 4 main categories that are most relevant for the enterprise. The first category is, of course, chatbots. I believe you all know what is a chatbot, even if chatbot differentiate one another for purpose user interface. At the end of the day, it's an AI entity that is able to conversate, to have a dialogue with the user in order to answer questions or to fulfill a task and to guide the users through this kind of steps that are meant to fulfill the task. Second category of applications is analyzer. Analyzer can be from content summarizer to information extraction tool or insights generation. For example, it belongs to this category also an entity, a chatbot that is able to analyze the sales data and to get insights from the sales behavior. We did also a POC on this kind of use cases, but it can be also an analyzer, a chatbot that analyzes a document for compliance with some rules in order to detect anomalies, provide suggestions on what can be improved. For example, we have an example of this category, which is the contract summarizers chatbot that was developed for Group Legal. Another important category application for the retailers, of course, is automated content generation. This is important also because at the end of the day, this category gives the name to the family of technology. We call it generative AI just because it can generate content that is new with respect to the input. When we say content generation, it can be whatever. It can be from an article to, let's say, product description to code. And yeah, of course, in our field, we are mostly interested to generating the content that that is needed to drive our operations. For example, we have a use case with private marketing team that aims at generating the PDP descriptions from the original description provided by the suppliers in order to let them comply with our brand tones and all the rules that are defined in the private brand. And last category, which is by far the most important, just because it's to some extent incomprehensive, it includes all the other categories. They are agents. I will not tell so much about agents now because we have an entire section dedicated to it. I will just anticipate that agents are AI entities that further than generating content and further than answering questions are able to take decisions and act in the world. This may sound a little bit like sci-fi, and to some extent it is, of course, because with LLMs we are doing things that just a few days we thought were impossible. And we will explain more or less how we can achieve this with LLM Factory. If you can move next. Now, I believe that, yeah,